Bill Klein is a hero in the poker community, but he has a rare heart condition, signs of which first appeared on December 3rd of 2022 during a poker victory. But to understand his condition, you'll have to go on a journey to that moment in time with my dear friend, that Aussie poker guy. It was 8:03 p.m. and Bill was dealt his favourite hand, pocket aces. He re-raised his opponent's pre-flop and got only one caller. Pretty good situation for Billy. But then, disaster struck. His opponent had made a straight and quickly raised Bill's bet, which ballooned the pot to almost 40 grand. Bill was worse for wear. The chance of his favourite hand winning crashed down from 77% to just 6%. He was on life support. The next card arrived and offered vital aid, however. Billy's ace is now at a 20% draw for a flush. He was showing signs of life. He called a 16 grand bet in order to see the final card. Billy needed a diamond, but it did not come. An offsuit deuce meant the dealer had pulled the plug on Billy's chances. Billy was flatlining, or he should have been. But William G. Klein has a unique heart condition, and it's not what you might think. It's a condition dealing directly with his ace of hearts, compelling him to bluff whenever he holds that ace and the pot is big enough. And so Billy bet it all, 75 big ones. His opponent looked crook. You could tell he was trying to guess what hands Billy might be bluffing with. His name was Andy Stacks, the first victim of Billy K's heart condition, and Bill wasn't done. He showed the bluff to rub a little salt on the wounds. Andy was never seen again. We like to have a little joke on this channel, and you're currently watching a video series that shows all the best cash game poker hands from the previous month. Like this gem here. Starts off with a casual 9k open raise from a fella called Hands. He gets 3 callers and flops himself nothing. But that doesn't stop him. He fires 25 grand and gets 1 caller. Alan Keating with a flush draw. Turn, 4 of diamonds. Handsy barrels again. 70 grand this time. Alan Keating's got that low gut. He's got the king high. Not really known for folding. He's going to continue. Now we're all thinking of a river, aren't we, boys? We want to see the spice card. And there she blows. The 7 of spades. 1 card straight possible. Spade flush possible. Mr. Keating takes a look around the room. He's got the second nuts. Piles in some chips. 150k, leaving him with just over 300k behind. Handsy got that nut blocker. Been up to mischief all night. Does he have the heart to chuck it all in? If so, will it work? Go on, Handsy. You know you want to, mate, for the boys. Handsy rams it in. Fades the snap. Bit surprising. Mr. Keating not really known to fold anything, let alone the second nuts. But he's going to tank a bit, make the handmaster stew. Handsy, he knows he's played it like a bloody animal. That said, he might get called by a flush. Alan Keating going to think about it here. And he's going to take himself 2 full minutes before he decides to call and wins himself a $1.2 million pot. Not bad. But got to shout out the handmaster here. I like the bluff. He just ran into the nizzles from the fish. If Alan had himself a little flush, maybe he folds it. Well played, mate. Next up, we're heading to the online field. We've got a Chinese fishy here. He's 3-bet against Victor Malinowski. Victor, pocket kings, 4-bet. Fishy call. Flop comes down to 5-3 deuce, couple diamonds. Victor's going to bet half pot. Fishy going to continue. Turn is a queen. Victor, bit of an interesting sizing. Thinks it's about 60% of the pot. Fires the turn. Fishy, not going to fold it yet. Call. River comes down a 4. Any ace makes a straight. Pot 136 grand. I mean, not bad for an online one. Pretty big. Victor hits the fishy with a 10%, 13.5k. Fishy requests time. Pops him 61 grand. Bit of a small raise. Hard really to understand exactly what kind of range the fishy's got here. But Victor, after a little think, going to call him down with just a pair of kings. And he's right. Pretty good call, but this one's even better. Starts out with this ugly loser punishing some limps. Jack 10 of diamonds makes it 8 grand. Mikey X, bit of a hero. 4-5 of clubs, going to call. 3-way to a flop. Mikey got a gutty, going to check it. Ugly loser, fires 9 grand. Charles, dry backdoor, peel. Okay. Mikey, gutty, backdoor, call. Turn, oh, what a spicer. 7 of clubs, action card. Mikey checks it. And for some reason, this guy's going to fire 40 grand. Mikey's got a straight flush draw, can't really go folding. If he can find the min jam, he's going to be able to profit. Go on, Mikey. Come on, the Mikey. Ah, no, Mikey, he just calls. Come on, clubby. 3-8, 4-5. Let's go. Something for the boy. River. Oh, it's a 5. That's a tough one. And Mikey's got the best hand now. Bottom pair. Checks it. Ugly loser. Is he going to follow through? I think it's a preferable play, given that he bluffed the turn. Mikey might have a 6 or a 5 or whatever with a flush draw. He bluffs it. 42,000 into like 130 or something. Mikey. Oh, he snap calls. Mikey. Bottom pair. How's it going, mate? He looks a bit dumbfounded, this fella. Mikey. Oh, look. Oh, he's having a great time now, isn't he? Speaking of having a good time, this next fella is going to have an amazing time. We've got a 3-bet with a pair of jacks, call from a pair of 10s, 4-4 deuce on the flop, nothing too special, no scary cards, but check, check. Oh dear, there's a jack. I'm not sure why they both checked the flop, but this guy's just hit a full house with pocket jacks. He's got the absolute nuts. He checks it again. Oh, mate. The river's a 10. This is really just a classic whale v whale hand where they all trap, 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 trap. Then millions of dollars going to go in on the river somehow. Aaron, he's just made 10s full, 3 hearts possible, 15,000 in the pot. Has to be loving it. Bet 7 grand. Really just praying to get a call from ace high or a raise from a flush. But he's not going to like what happens next. No, sir. This guy is called Double M. Don't know what that's all about. But anyway, pumps it up. 25 Gs. Honestly, mate, it's a tiny little raise. Azza, 10's full. Basically the nuts here. It doesn't make any sense for his opponent to have pocket jacks at all. Should feel pretty happy re-raising. He's grabbing a big tower. Pops it up to 80 Gs. You've got to pause for a moment here, boys, to appreciate 2 trapping whales in their natural habitat. There he is. He makes his big move. He's all in. Really, the whole hand makes no bloody sense whatsoever. From Aaron's perspective, how could he ever lose this hand? How could his opponent check pocket jacks on the flop? How could his opponent check pocket jacks on the turn? It just doesn't make any sense. Could his opponent 3-bet pocket 4s and trap with the quaddies? Also doesn't really make that much sense. But what would his opponent re-raise with? That also makes no sense. Classic spot in poker, really. Makes no sense to have value. Makes no sense to have bluff. But they're still shoved. So what's usually the answer to this problem is my opponent a nit? Usually the answer is yes. So usually you should fold. Can Azza make the big hero lay down? He rubs his hands together. Not sure what that means, but he lays it down. Nice fold, mate. Well, that was the nuts versus the nuts. This time, let's have a look at the nuts versus a bluff. We've got pocket aces here. Azza is 3-betting this time. He's up against Nicky Airball. Got the jack 9. Call. King 8-7 rainbow. Nicky Airball. Gutty. Unfortunately, no backdoor to go with it. But when he sees a bet of 6 grand, he calls it. Turn. Oh, it's an interesting one. Little 5 ball gives him a double gutty. Let's see if he realizes that he's improved. Azza, 20 grand in the pot, 5-16, loves those aces. Nicky Airball, he's starting to tank. I guess he realized that he does have a few more outs. He's going to pump this one up. Makes it 40 grand. Not a huge raise here, so we're definitely going to see a river in my opinion. Azza, aces can be drawing dead pretty easily. Checks for the ace of clubs, doesn't have it, but doesn't really matter. Azza, call. River. Oh, it's a 4, 1-liner straight. Any 6 makes a straight. Nicky A sticks it down his throat. Full pot jam, mate. How you doing? Azza, he's been playing some great poker, boys. He's playing excellent poker. He's been telling the table all night how they can't bluff him. And guess what? You're going to get bluffed for it, mate. But you're going to call. You got the balls. You got the dry pair here. You want to call. You're a gambling man, but you might be beat. You don't like that river, do you, mate? Nicky Airball, he's sweating it a bit here. Azza requesting time. Requesting time again. Chatting up a bit of a storm. In the end, he folds it. Obviously, Nicky A going to show the bluff. He's very proud of himself here. I mean, what did you want to do? Check that one, mate? You want to check with Jack 9 high on the 1-liner straight river? I mean, it's a pretty standard bluff, mate, if you're going to raise the turn. But like many weak-minded fish, he's too impressed with something that doesn't mean anything. Anyway, let's check out what these fellas are up to. They're playing a little single raise pot. Mariano, he flops himself top and bottom in the back door. He check calls a c-bet from Charles. On the turn, Charlesy half pots it. Mariano going to check raise with the aces and sixes, springing the trap. Charlesy looks at that, thinks, you know what? I can fold him off whatever he's got. I got a jack and a 10. Doesn't really match with the board in any way, shape, or form. But I'm going to 3-bet this. Mariano, looking over at the fishy, wondering what he's got, decides he's going to lay this one down. Don't really understand what he's thinking here. Maybe he's just a little bit scared this deep. Now, if you think I talk too much smack, feel free to judge me. Next hand's coming from yours truly. We're playing a little friendly 10-20 PLO over on GG Packer. So the button min raises here, make a pretty standard call. On the big blind, he's a reg 2, overcall. Everyone's a reg, 997 rainbow. I don't bet, I check. Big blind, he's going to donk for third pot. Button's going to call. Now we're looking at a pair blocker, 2 backdoor flushies. Couldn't really fold it, so I thought, oh well, better raise. Raise it up and get not 1, but 2 callers. Not really what I wanted to see. Now, if I turned me 2 pair, I might have just started blasting it off, but I turned a flush draw. Wasn't really that sure, so I blasted it off anyway. And again, we got 2 bloody callers. However, on the river, we did hit our flush. Yay! But it's pretty tough to want to bet this one in PLO. In case you're new to the game, it's pretty rough out there. You might run into a full house and they might fold everything that you beat. So, can't really bet, therefore check. Now the big blind, he's thinking about it. He ends up not betting. Over to the button, he puts me all in, 1,500 bucks. That's a roughie. Not really what we wanted to see. However, thinking about it, if the big blind had the 9-7, 9-5, pretty tough for him to want to check that one. So maybe the big blind's pretty kept. Then you think about the button, he could easily have just a 9. Because when he overcalls the turn, he probably wants to have overcuts that 7 so he can make that big full house. So how does he hit a little 5 there on the river? Not too likely, actually. Therefore, he could be overbluffing. Therefore, easy call. So we call. Big blind folds. And guess what? Best hand. I don't know why he was bluffing with a 10 high flush and a 9. That doesn't really make sense to me. I don't really mind the bluff of the 9, but I think he's probably overdoing it there. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're wondering what happened to the awards, I just couldn't be buggered doing them. But if you like them, please leave a comment and maybe next time we'll give some awards out again. Catch you later.